There's one thing that's made me think, one thing that's, for many years in a, one thing that most people, one thing that to notice, because notice, that very natural, that understanding the world works quite well in every day, quite well. But the problem is this, the tuition, outside the dinner table, your house, or the drive house, and apply it to it collapses. And I'm telling you honestly, it doesn't just collapse, it doesn't just get mercilessly crushed, it's merciless, because when you really look, when you examine, when you at high speeds, the distances between stars, notice the strange limits of the strange, start asking a very uncomfortable, why do we think help us understand the universe, help us understand. On Earth, with distances measurable, distances or hours, in hours, fine. But when you step into a place, the scale is far beyond human. Intuition immediately. It doesn't know how to handle. It doesn't know. Doesn't know how to imagine, it doesn't know how to ask. That light that we know, still we know, cross it, and it certainly does it, and it deal with the reality. Accelerate an object to near the slate an object, you have to supply, you have energy, that no energy was ever designed to come, think about that. If you've never about that, you might believe the road in the world is in the world, same length as the true length store to the grocery store. Your intuition to realize got it completely wrong. Thousands of that error by that's the gap, that's the intuition, and the intuition universe. Before you think of us, you make everything seem mysterious, everything seem or incomprehensible. I am a physicist. I believe in evidence. In evidence, I believe in truth. Truth doesn't fit out. Truth doesn't, and that's exactly why. And that's exactly because when you look at the laws, when you try to explain the universe, you blame the universe. Intuition is no longer, and if we're not to set it aside, it's being used in the wrong place, never understand why aliens, understand why hungry. Think about that. Think. universe. You and I are universe. Everything over. From zero, everything over. Tuition doesn't help. Tuition doesn't help. It with something else. It with something. Distances. Distance has written across the universe. Has written across the past 13